Emily Carter was 19, fresh out of high school, stepping into her dream, Columbia University in New York, a small-town girl. Raised in Pennsylvania by hardworking parents, she carried both ambition and innocence in her heart. She dreamed of becoming a successful businesswoman, someone who could make her parents proud. But dreams sometimes arrive in unexpected ways. On her second week of college, as she sat in the massive library, surrounded by tall shelves and whispering students, a voice startled her. "Hey, you dropped this." She looked up to see Daniel Brooks, tall, confident, one of the most popular guys on campus, holding her notebook. His smile was easy, almost disarming. "Oh, thank you," Emily stammered, brushing her hair behind her ear. Daniel sat down beside her, uninvited but charming. "You're Emily, right? I've seen you in econ class, always sitting in the front, taking notes like your life depends on it." She blushed at, "I just like to stay focused." "That's good," Daniel said smoothly. "Most people here are too busy partying. But you're different." Those words struck Emily's heart. For a girl who always felt invisible, being noticed by someone like Daniel was overwhelming. That simple moment grew into friendship, then into something more. He walked her to classes, carried her books, made her laugh when she felt nervous. Soon came coffee dates at small cafes near campus, long walks under city lights, and endless late-night phone calls. "Emily," Daniel whispered one night over the phone, "you're the only one I see in my future. Someday I'm going to marry you." Emily smiled through happy tears. She believed him with all her heart. At first, life was magical. Emily felt like the luckiest girl in the world. Daniel introduced her to his friends, held her hand in public, and treated her like she was special. But slowly, the perfect picture began to crack. It started with small things: a canceled dinner, a missed phone call, excuses about being too busy with projects. "Daniel, you promised we'd go out tonight," Emily said one evening, her voice soft but firm. Daniel sighed. "Emily, I told you, I've got too much going on. Don't start again, okay? You're making me feel suffocated." Her chest tightened. "I'm not trying to suffocate you. I just miss us." He hung up without replying. Her friends noticed the change too. "Emily," said her roommate Sarah, "are you sure he's serious about you? I saw him walking with a girl near the science building." They looked close. Emily shook her head, defensive. "No, you're mistaken. Daniel loves me. He would never do that." But at night, doubt swirled in her mind. She wrote in her diary, "Why does he avoid me? Why doesn't he call like before? Did I do something wrong? Or is there someone else?" One rainy evening, Emily decided to surprise Daniel. She knew he loved hanging out at a downtown cafe, so she went there with his favorite coffee order. But as soon as she walked in, her world shattered. Daniel was sitting at a corner table, his hand entwined with another girl's, his face glowing with affection. Emily's breath caught. The coffee cup slipped from her hand and crashed to the floor. Daniel looked up, startled, his face turning pale. "Emily," he muttered. She took a shaky step forward. "Daniel, who is she?" He scrambled for words. She's just my cousin. You're overreacting." The girl smirked knowingly, pulling her hand back. Emily's eyes filled with tears. "Don't lie to me. I can see it. You're with her, aren't you?" Daniel's charm vanished, replaced with cold arrogance. "So, what if I am? Did you really think I was serious about us? Emily, you're too naive. You were just fun." Her heart cracked. She stumbled outside into the pouring rain, tears mixing with the storm. The promises, the late-night calls, the dreams, all lies. Emily's world turned gray after Daniel's betrayal. Days blended into nights. She stopped attending classes, her textbooks collecting dust on the desk. Curtains remained closed, and her phone lay silent on the bed, filled with unread messages. Her roommate Sarah tried to reach her. "Emily, you've got to eat something," Sarah pleaded. holding a plate of food. "I'm not hungry," Emily whispered, her voice hollow. Sarah sat beside her. "You can't keep doing this. He doesn't deserve your tears." But Emily stared at the floor, her eyes swollen from crying. "He was my everything, Sarah. How do you just forget that?" Nights were worse. She would lie in bed, staring at the ceiling, replaying Daniel's words, "You were just fun." Those 3 words sliced her soul deeper than any knife. One evening, Emily dragged herself to the bathroom mirror. Her face looked pale, her hair messy, her eyes lifeless. She touched the glass, whispering, "What happened to me? I don't even know who I am anymore." For weeks, pain was her only companion. But pain, like fire, can burn or forge. One stormy night, Emily reached for her old diary. She wrote with trembling hands, "I will not let this destroy me. He may have broken my heart, but he will not break my future." For the first time in weeks, she felt a spark inside her chest, tiny but alive. The next morning, Emily forced herself out of bed. It wasn't easy. Her body begged her to sink back into darkness, but her mind whispered, "Move." She started small. She opened her textbooks again, scribbling notes, catching up on missed lessons. Then, she attended a class. Her professors noticed her effort. "Glad to see you back, Emily," Professor Hamilton said with a warm smile. "I knew you had more in you." From there, she poured herself into studies. She camped in the library, devoured case studies, and started answering questions in class with new confidence. But academics weren't enough. She joined the student council, surprising everyone. During meetings, she spoke with quiet determination, slowly earning respect. One evening, Sarah found Emily in front of the mirror, practicing a speech. "Wow," Sarah said. "Look at you. The girl who couldn't even get out of bed is now running meetings." Emily smiled faintly. "I won't let him win. Every time I succeed, it's proof he didn't break me." Soon, Emily was recognized as a leader. She organized charity events, helped younger students, and even secured an internship at a respected firm. At graduation, she stood as valedictorian. The crowd hushed as she spoke. "Life sometimes shatters us in ways we can't imagine, but broken glass can still shine. What matters is not the pain we endure, but the strength we build from it." Thunderous applause followed, and tears glistened in Emily's eyes, not of sadness, but triumph. After graduation, Emily's journey wasn't smooth. She entered Manhattan's corporate jungle, where ambition was as common as air and competition was merciless. Her first job was as an assistant in a multinational company. She fetched coffee, took endless notes, and stayed up late preparing reports nobody noticed. Colleagues underestimated her, whispering, "She's just a fresh grad. She won't last." But Emily absorbed everything, observing, learning, growing. When her manager forgot to prepare a presentation for a major client, Emily stepped in. She worked overnight, piecing slides together, rehearsing until sunrise. The next day, she delivered the presentation flawlessly. The client was impressed. Her manager took the credit, but Emily knew her worth. Over the next few years, she climbed the ladder, from assistant to analyst, from analyst to project lead. Every promotion was a battle, but each victory fueled her more. Meanwhile, Daniel's life spiraled the opposite way. His relationship with the other girl ended after constant fights. His charm, once enough to win attention, couldn't secure him steady work. He drifted from job to job, slowly realizing he had wasted his chances. Emily, on the other hand, bought her own apartment overlooking Central Park. She traveled for conferences, earned respect, and became known for her discipline and sharp mind. She had scars, yes, but they were no longer weaknesses. They were proof of survival. It was a crisp autumn morning when Emily sat in her office, overlooking New York's skyline. By now, she was a senior executive in the company, respected, powerful, and confident. Her assistant entered with a stack of resumes. "Here are the candidates for the managerial role you asked for." Emily flipped through the files absent-mindedly, until one name stopped her cold. Daniel Brooks. Her lips curved into a smile, not of bitterness but of irony. Fate had brought him back, but the roles were reversed. On interview day, Emily sat at the head of the panel, her posture poised, her eyes steady. The door opened, and Daniel walked in. He looked older, worn down. His cheap suit was wrinkled, his hands slightly trembling. When his eyes met Emily's, his face drained of color. Emily," he stuttered. "Mr. Brooks," Emily said calmly. "Please, have a seat." The interview began. Emily asked pointed questions about leadership, loyalty, and integrity. Daniel stumbled, his answers vague, his confidence shattered. Sweat trickled down his forehead. Finally, Emily leaned forward. "One last question. Mr. Brooks, do you believe people can truly change their character once they've shown dishonesty?" Daniel hesitated, looking at her desperately. "Emily, please. I made mistakes, but you know me. I can do better." Emily's expression remained unreadable. "Our company doesn't hire based on promises. We hire based on proof, and I'm afraid you don't fit our standards." Daniel lowered his head, shame burning his face. He stood slowly, muttering, "I'm sorry." As he walked out, Emily felt no rage, no bitterness, just peace.